Alright, so today we have my Ginkgo biloba. So I picked up this ginkgo from Thirsty Boot Farms last year, and when I bought it from them, they said it was about 3 years old. So I have been waiting for almost a year to repot this thing because it's currently in some organic soil, and I do not want it to remain in that soil. Now there is a little sprinkling of bonsai soil on top, but that's just because it just got in there somehow. I don't even know. So I'm not going to do any type of pruning on this because there's not much going on anyway. So the main story here is to get this out of the pot, get it into a different pot, not necessarily a bonsai pot, but I want to get it into something that's not quite as tall and narrow. So first off, let's just get this thing out of the soil. All right, here we go. So this has been a long time coming. Let's get this thing out of the soil. Give it a little massage here to loosen up the roots. Oh man. All right, there we go. Nice and clean. All right, so look, we got some, this is very wet soil. So I'm glad that I'm taking this thing out because it is saturated. So let's do this. Now you can look here, you can see the white tips on the end of the roots here. So there's some white tips there, there's some white tips here. So this thing is starting to wake up, so I think this was a good time to do this. All right, so let's rake away. That's funny. I think this is the original shell of the ginkgo seed, so that's pretty awesome. So you can obviously tell this is not a cutting. This is a ginkgo that was grown from seed. That's good to know. And obviously you can tell this thing's never been repotted. All right, so I'm going to clean this up a little bit and get some of this soil out of the way. So I'll be right back. All right, and we are back, and look at those nice clean roots. So as I'm cleaning this, I noticed that the root base is actually a lot lower. I would say probably about 2 to 3 inches from where it was originally. And I have all these roots up here that I probably want to get rid of. I also have a taproot here that is quite large and taking up the brunt of the roots here. And that is going to be the first one to go. So it goes up here and around there. So let's get rid of that. All right, here we go. That's a big cut. I'm going to try and make this a cutting. Now we also have these two fairly large roots that we should probably get rid of as well. And some of these roots up a little bit higher I'm going to try and get rid of. This guy here. And I would like to go a little bit lower, but I dare not go too much lower because I want this thing to survive. So I'm just going to do a little prune here. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna go too crazy because I already took a big chunk of the roots out here. So I was able to bring the root base down a little bit today. Maybe in the future I'll be able to bring it down even more. So yeah, so we'll probably bury it somewhere around there. Okay, well, let's get this in the soil. All right, so we're going to be using this pot right here. Now this is just your standard pot, garden pot. So I have a little drainage screen here. Gonna plop that over top here. So the reason I'm using this is I want this to really start to thicken up the trunk here and to get this a nice root system and to get it on its way to become a nice little bonsai. So have a little bit more room to grow. So yeah, let's get some soil in here. All right, there we go. Let's get some water on this. And here are some root cuttings as well from this that I figured I might as well throw it in some soil. If they take, they take. If they don't, no big deal. Kind of another experiment here to see if these will actually root out and become little cuttings themselves. So yeah. All right, and there it is. So this thing is looking pretty great. I mean, it's not necessarily in a bonsai pot right now, but it's in training right now. It's a pre-bonsai, and I think this will help it grow and thrive in the future. So let's see how this grows in this pot for the next year or two. Yeah, this one has a long road ahead of it, and hopefully it can get some branching, because right now it's just kind of a stick in the pot. So yeah, let's follow this along and see how it goes and see how it grows in the next few months. So yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching.